Alright, I decided to do yet another video, this time a little bit different subject. I'm going to talk about mini consoles, or at least the ones that I've managed to get my hands on, and discuss if people should buy mini consoles or not. Ever since Nintendo released the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, there have been a slew of miniature consoles, although some of these have existed way before the NES even came out. Such consoles as the Atari Flashback 9, the classic Atari Flashback 9 game console, also known as the Boom console. Atari actually made two of these consoles originally themselves before they licensed out the rest of them to At Games. So this is the 9th version. There is an X version, or a 10th generation version, which is pretty much the same as this, although there is a version of that, which is the gold version. It has 120 built-in games. Most of them are all Atari games, so they're pretty classic themselves. I'd say get this one. This is one of the higher rated versions from At Games. This one was a bit controversial, especially since it's been out. This is the At Games Genesis, or also known as the Firecore Genesis. I've done several videos on this console already, but should you buy it? Well, as long as you can find good cartridges that'll work, yes, I say buy it. Normally you can find these at used video game stores, and they cost a lot less than the newer version that just came out, which does not use cartridges. And also you can get a miniaturized version. I've also talked about this one, the Ultimate Portable Player here, that you can also put an SD card in there and play more Sega games. The only downside to these consoles is it uses composite video and a different type of charge compared to the other At Game consoles. But it does console I got. And I got this one before I got the At Games Genesis, was the Legends Flashback. Now this is what replaced the Genesis when Sega revoked the license. This allows you to use a regular micro USB. You have your HDMI, and you also have this ingenious card slot here that allows you to save up the firmware on the games and update the system itself. Overall, this console works great, and it has some good games on there that you won't get anywhere in the United States, such as Data East Games, because Data East Games are usually licensed out by G-Mode and another company. So this actually allows you to get some games that you wouldn't get in the US. Miniature console that At Games brought out was the Blast. Now the Blast, I've talked about this game already, and I've reviewed and showed video gameplay of it for my Love of Games series. The Blast console itself is just a tiny HDMI dongle. It comes with this little micro USB, comes with this controller that is 2.4 gigahertz, and it takes 2 batteries. You have your 6-button Genesis style, which I don't know why, because most Atari games just use 1 button. And you have the Genesis style D-pad. You can buy another controller, but you have to find a way to connect the 2-player games to work, so I've never done that. You can buy more of these. They're relatively inexpensive depending on where you find them. And the final mini console on the list I've gotten is the Sony PlayStation Classic. You can use a plug from an At Games console if you don't want to use the one that actually originally came with this console. This console is pretty poor. It may have high quality build, but if you try to buy this from Sony still, they charge you $100. I got this for less at Best Buy, but however you want to choose it. Most of these mini consoles, it has some okay games, but you can actually buy the games that you find on here and play them on a PlayStation 2 or original PlayStation 1, so it kind of defeats the purpose of this console. But getting your hands on something like this is not bad, but the PAL versions slow down this console and make it pretty poor. But this will be these are just mine. If you want to know about any more consoles, I have no idea. There's some other really good channels out there though, so thank you all for watching.